Good evening. Welcome to my channel, YouTube channel, Akool Jyotish, Astrology Simplified. I am Akool, astrological author, analyst, researcher, philosopher, and astrology teacher. Today, I have come up with yet another very interesting topic on Navamsha, on marriage, how to predict marriage, how to see if there is any promise of marriage in a horoscope, if there is promise of marriage in a horoscope, because it is the first parameter. If there is no promise in the horoscope, your birth chart and Navamsha together, then marriage will not take place. But if there is promise, then marriage will definitely take place today or tomorrow. So, the topic is going to be very interesting, and I feel many astrologers sometimes skip the parameters I am going to discuss today. So, please remain attached to the video until the end. I will also share a secret Navamsha tip, a shortcut secret of Navamsha tip. By glancing at the Navamsha, you would be able to predict whether the horoscope has the promise for marriage or not. After concluding the horoscope analysis, I will share the secret, because I can only share the secret when the analysis is over. Then you will be able to understand it properly. So please remain tuned to the video until the end. So I have taken a title for this astrological discussion is Emerging Secret of Navamsha to Check Promise of Marriage. Emerging Secret of Navamsha to Check Promise of Marriage. A secret Navamsha tip revealed. I will reveal it at the end, after you understand how to analyze the horoscope. I will reveal it before concluding. I will definitely reveal it, and you will be very much convincing, and you will be astonished how it is powerful, how the tip is powerful and result oriented, effective. I will share it. Now, let us start with a prelude. When we step into our 20s and 30s, almost everyone begins to feel a natural pull toward companionship. Companionship means marital companionship or partnership companionship with opposite gender. The desire to find that special someone and build a settled, meaningful life together. Marriage, one of the most time-honored traditions in society, marks the beginning of this beautiful journey of two souls choosing to walk through life as partners. This was the prelude, and you will all agree with the prelude. The promise of marriage is first checked in the birth chart and then in the Navamsha D9 chart. First, everything you have to first check in the birth chart. You cannot jump to any divisional chart. It is not actually the method. It is not the prescribed method of Maharishi Parashara. You should not jump to any divisional chart. You should first check the promise in the birth chart and then go to the Navamsha chart or whatever relevant chart you want to consult pertaining to the query. In the birth chart, the 7th house governs marriage and the 7th lord implements the promise of the marriage. He is the owner of the 7th house, so 7th lord will implement the promise, whatever they are in the 7th house. If it is bad, he will implement it. If the promise is beautiful, good, then also he will implement it according to his capacity. Affliction or weakness is not desirable. Affliction or weakness to the 7th house and the 7th lord is not desirable. For timely marriage. I am not speaking about marrying at the age of 50 or 60. No. I am speaking about marrying according to the present trend. The natural Karaka of marriage in both male and female horoscopes is Venus. While Jupiter in the female horoscope is the Karaka of the husband, their affliction or weakness is not desirable. That is, the weakness of Venus or affliction to Venus or affliction to Jupiter or weakness to Jupiter in the case of female horoscope are not desirable. In Navamsha, D9 chart, the Lagna and the Lagna Lord and the 7th house and the 7th Lord are checked for the promise of marriage. The Benefic connections gives a timely marriage. The Benefic connections definitely gives a timely marriage and smooth marriage, and the malefic connection delays or at times denies the marriage. I will show everything in the horoscope. I shall also share a secret and very effective shortcut tip to check promise, delays and denial of marriage in the Navamsha chart at the concluding portion of this presentation, as I have already mentioned. So please remain tuned to the presentation until the end. Let us now put the above theory about the promise of marriage into practice through horoscope analysis. Horoscope of Srimati Indira Gandhi, a former Prime Minister of India, was a married woman. She was a married woman. And she was the former Prime Minister of India. A former Prime Minister, so I am using the word late Srimati Indira Gandhi. She is a famous person. And her horoscope is very genuine. So let me first narrate, and then I will explain on the horoscope. See, her Lagna is Cancer. Her Lagna is Cancer, so the 7th house is Capricorn. When the Lagna is Cancer, the 7th house automatically becomes Capricorn. Who is the Lord of the Capricorn? Saturn. Saturn is the Lord of the Capricorn. So, first what we will see in the birth chart, whether the 7th house and the 7th Lord is afflicted or not, or because affliction give weakness and it will not able to give. In case of weakness in the 7th house, it will not able to give you marriage at the appropriate time. Weak affliction leads to weakness. How it will give? It is difficult. So let us check in our horoscope. See, the 7th house is Capricorn. Please look at my cursor. 7th house is Capricorn. 7th house is Capricorn. You see, 7th house is Capricorn. Who is there? Moon. Moon is a natural benefic. Moon is a natural benefic. So Moon is in the 7th house, Capricorn. So who is Moon? Moon is the Lagna Lord. Number 1 benefic. Lagna Lord, wherever goes, it promotes the significance of that house. So Moon is in the 7th house, it will automatically promote the significations of the 7th house, of which marriage is a subject. And Jupiter from Taurus has been aspecting Capricorn through his 9th aspect. Jupiter is also a natural benefic planet. Jupiter is also a natural benefic planet. So we have found that 2 natural benefic planets are connected to the 7th house of marriage in the birth chart. Third planet is Saturn, who is the house lord. Though natural malefic, but being the house lord, he will not harm the house. A house lord, how he will harm the house? He is the lord of that house. He will try to promote the house. In his absence, the house will not promote. The significations of the house will not be promoted. He is the main person, main entity to promote the significations. So Saturn is also aspecting the 7th house Capricorn by his 7th aspect. So all benefic influence is on the 7th house. So marriage will definitely take place. It can be predicted from the birth chart that marriage will definitely take place. There is sound promise of marriage in the birth chart, in the Lagna chart. So now we will examine the condition of Saturn, who is the Lagna Lord, who is the 7th Lord. Saturn is aspected by Moon. So there is no malefic aspect on Saturn. Other than Moon, no planet has been aspecting Saturn. It is in Cancer. You can see the horoscope is in front of you. So no planet can aspect Saturn. No planet has been aspecting Saturn other than benefic Moon, natural benefic Moon, who is doubly benefic because of his Lagna lordship. So from from birth chart, it is amply clear that there is strong promise of marriage in the horoscope in the birth chart of Srimati Indira Gandhi. So let me narrate. In her birth chart, the 7th house is Capricorn and is occupied by the natural benefic, the Moon, and aspected by the natural benefic Jupiter. The 7th Lord Saturn also aspects the 7th house. As such, the 7th house keeps a strong promise for marriage. The 7th Lord Saturn is also unafflicted. We have already seen it is unafflicted. But in Pap Kartari, between the Ketu and Mars, which indicates outside influence in our marriage, on our marriage. So let us see in the horoscope. It is here. See, Ketu is in the 12th house from Saturn. Saturn is in Cancer, Ketu is in Gemini, so it is in 12th house from Saturn. Saturn is in Cancer, 7th Lord. As 7th Lord, Saturn is in Cancer, and there is Mars in the next sign, Leo. So, Saturn and ascendant. Ascendant is not required here. Still, Saturn, the 7th Lord, is under malefic influence. Malefic Paap Kartari Yuga. So, what does the Paap Kartari Yuga? It brings outside influence, because they are not in the same house. Ketu and Mars are not in the same house. They are the outsider. They are the neighbors. What neighbors do? They bring pressure on you. So they will bring pressure on Saturn. Negatively. Had it been the Shubh Kartari, then pressure would have come positively. This pressure is negative pressure. Isn't it? So, it has in fact impacted her marriage. I will tell everything. How it impacted. I will tell everything in detail. So, now we have to examine Venus also in the birth chart, and Jupiter also, because Jupiter is the Karaka of husband in a female horoscope. It is a female horoscope. See the Venus. Venus is in Sagittarius and it is with Rahu. So Rahu afflicts. It may promote also. Rahu sometimes promote when with a good Lord. It promotes the signification of that Lord, but afflicts also. So Rahu is afflicting Venus. Not that serious affliction as given by Mars and Saturn. Not that serious kind of affliction, but still affliction is there to Venus. Moreover, Venus is in the 6th house, which is the 12th house from the 7th house, means house of loss. Marriage, it will not support marriage. Venus would not able to support the marriage in the manner it would have been supporting should it be in a good house. So it is in the 6th house. So it has some problem in supporting the marriage with Venus. Now see the Jupiter. Jupiter, who is the Karaka, natural significator of husband in a female horoscope, is unafflicted. Jupiter is unafflicted. Jupiter is in Taurus. There is no aspect of Mars or Saturn on Jupiter. Sun is not that kind of malefic. Sun is a cruel graha. It's a cruel planet. Means a bit egoistic. Sun doesn't cause the affliction to such a high degree. Sun is aspecting Jupiter. It is a different thing, but it will give ego. Sun is afflicting Jupiter. Sun is aspecting Jupiter. So it will give ego to the native. Sun is the Karaka of ego. And ego disturbs marital life. If you bring ego in your relationship, it will destroy the relationship. So ego should be avoided in any relationship. You should not have ego with your father. You should not have ego with your mother. They are your close relation. You should not have ego with your spouse. You should not have ego with, we should not have ego with your children, your brother, any relation. Ego will destroy the relationship. So Jupiter is aspected by Sun. It is allowed. It is acceptable. Marriage will hold. Marriage will take place. The natal chart, the birth chart gives the promise. Marriage will definitely take place. So, while Vivaha Karaka, Venus is afflicted in her horoscope by Rahu, Jupiter, the Karaka of husband in the female horoscope, is more or less unafflicted. So the birth chart gives the promise for marriage. Now we will go to the Navamsha chart. In any divisional chart, Lagna is the native, your desire for that particular activity. So, since we are using Navamsha for marriage here, we will first look at the Lagna and then the Karaka house. What will be the Karaka house? 7th house. In Navamsha, the main house is Lagna. Lagna is your desire for marriage. And what is the and Lagna represent you also. In case of marriage, Lagna represent either husband or groom whose horoscope is under consideration or under analysis. So, Lagna is Pisces. Lagna is Pisces. Please look at my cursor. Lagna is Pisces. Lagna is Pisces. And 7th house, when the Lagna is Pisces, 7th house automatically become the Virga. And Mercury becomes the Lord of the 7th house. And in the case where Pisces is the Lagna, Jupiter becomes the Lagna Lord. So, let us see if there is any affliction in the Lagna or not. Please see. Saturn is in Capricorn. From Capricorn, by his third aspect, Saturn has been aspecting the Lagna. It is a negative point. Lagna, Pisces Lagna. If Saturn is in Capricorn, by his third aspect, it will be aspecting Pisces, the Lagna. Mars is in Leo, so by his 8th aspect, it has been aspecting the Lagna Pisces has been aspecting Pisces, which is the Lagna of the Navamsha in the horoscope of late Srimati Indira Gandhi. So, Lagna is afflicted. Lagna is afflicted. So, she might not have any desire or might have in dithering whether to go for marriage. Where she was perhaps in hesitation whether to go for marriage or not. It is personal matter. I don't want to discuss much, but it is a problematic because of the Lagna is under affliction because of the aspect of Saturn and Mars. The Lagna is under affliction. There is no doubt about it. Let us see the 7th house. 7th house is Virga, and there is aspect of Jupiter, 5th aspect of Jupiter in Virga from Taurus. When Jupiter is in Taurus, it can aspect Virga by his 5th aspect. So Jupiter has been aspecting the 7th house Virgo by his 5th aspect, and Jupiter is a Vivaha Karaka. Not Vivaha Karaka means significator of husband in a female horoscope besides being natural benefic. So it shows promise. 7th house shows promise. 7th house shows promise. So there is a promise. Birth horoscope, birth chart, it was a strong promise. But in the Navamsha, the promise went out. It went out. It became feeble in the horoscope, in the Navamsha. So when a promise from the birth chart get weakness in the divisional chart concerned, means the future of that particular area is not promising. Marriage will take place because there is promise in the birth chart, but the promise got weakened in Navamsha. So the future, it will not be a long lasting marriage. The future is not good, is not favorable of this marriage in the Navamsha chart, as indicated by the Navamsha chart of Srimati Indira Gandhi. So it is the position I will narrate. I have explained on the horoscope, I will narrate. Her Navamsha Lagna is Pisces and is doubly afflicted by Saturn and Mars without any benefic influence, which stood as a negative factor for her marriage. However, the Lagna Lord Jupiter is unafflicted, and Jupiter Lagna Lord is unafflicted, and seventh Lord is also is afflicted. So we have not discussed about the Lagna Lord. The Lagna Lord Jupiter is unaffected by any malefic, so it will support the Lagna to some extent. It will able to take independent call to decide on marriage. But you see, Mercury, who is the seventh lord, is with Venus. It is good with Venus, Vivaha Karaka. It is good, it is favorable, but it is aspected by Saturn also from Capricorn by his 10th aspect. So there is mixed influence on the 7th house. 7th house of Navamsha represents your spouse, and first house is your desire for marriage. First house of Navamsha, your desire for marriage, and 7th house your partner. So it has a mixed influence on Mercury. And 7th house is not afflicted, means it is okay. It will give marriage. The 7th house of our Navamsha is Virga, which is aspected by Jupiter, I have already shown, a natural benefic planet, who is also the Navamsha Lagna Lord, showing promise for marriage. However, Mercury, the 7th Lord, is associated with the natural benefic and the Vivaha Karaka Venus, with the natural benefic Vivaha Karaka Venus, 7th Lord, but aspected by the malefic Saturn, showing a mixed promise. See, in the Navamsha chart, it is with Vivaha Karaka, Venus, Mercury, the 7th Lord, but aspected by Saturn, by his 10th aspect. So it has mixed promise. Jupiter, the natural significator of the husband in a female horoscope, is unafflicted. We have already seen. She was married at the 24 years of her age in the year 1942, because her birth year was 1917. So she married in 1942, which was at that time used to be considered a slightly late marriage. At that time, girls used to marry in 18, 21, 20, 19, 24. In 1942, it was a bit late marriage. You have to go by the Kal. Kal means period. So it was a bit late marriage. But why it was a bit late marriage? Because of the weakness in the Navamsha chart we have already discussed, and moreover her marriage was not long lasting. Her husband died early, so marriage was not long lasting, which was indicated by the Navamsha. The weakness of Navamsha indicated that when the promise is very strong in the birth horoscope, but that promise gets worn out in the divisional chart concern, then the promise will not last for long, be it in the case of profession, be it in the case of marriage. So, strong promise we have detected in our this thing birth chart, which got weakened in the Navamsha chart. So, future was not good. Her marriage ended up early due to the death of her husband. So now I am taking another horoscope of an unmarried woman. Horoscope of late Miss Jayalalithaa. Horoscope of late Miss Jayalalithaa. She is no more. Who was unmarried and was famous as a sign actress and a politician. She remained chief minister of Tamil Nadu, Indian state of Tamil Nadu, for many times. She became chief minister many times, and she was a famous Tamil actress, film actress. She was unmarried. So it is her horoscope. It is the horoscope of late Miss Jayalalithaa. First we will look at her this thing. Lagna. Lagna is Gemini. So when the Lagna is Gemini, 7th house always become the Sagittarius. So 7th house is Sagittarius. 7th house is Sagittarius. Who is the Lord of Sagittarius? Who is the 7th Lord? It is Jupiter. It is very strongly posited in the 7th house. Still she was unmarried. I will explain why. When the Lord is in the house itself, you can think how far strong is the house. She should have married, but she remained unmarried until her death. So it is the condition. 7th house doesn't have any malefic influence. But if you see the condition of the 7th house, it is in Pap Kartari. How? I will tell. See here, Mars is in Leo. So the 4th aspect of Mars comes to Scorpio, which is the, please look at my cursor, which is the 12th house from 7th house Sagittarius. From the 7th house Sagittarius, Scorpio is the 12th house, and the 4th aspect of Mars is coming to Scorpio. So the 12th house, so the preceding house from the 7th house gets afflicted. Saturn, who is in Cancer, has been aspecting Capricorn, which is the next sign to the 7th house Sagittarius. Capricorn is the next sign to the 7th house Sagittarius. So both the houses are afflicted. Which houses are afflicted? 6th house and the 6th house and the 8th house are afflicted, and 7th house is always in between 6th house at the back and 7th house and the 8th house in the front. So it is in Pap Kartari, Drishti Pap Kartari, exceptual Pap Kartari. Many astrologers ignore those things, but it is not ignorable. Please don't ignore such things. So it is in Pap Kartari. Who 7th house also in Pap Kartari, 7th Lord is also in Pap Kartari, and Jupiter, who is the Karaka of marriage, husband, always committing mistake. Jupiter, who is the Karaka, natural significator of husband, is also in Pap Kartari. These three things are in Pap Kartari. Means it is troublesome. It will put barricade negatively. Negatively means outside pressure. No, 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 you cannot marry. Leaving me, I will marry you. Don't marry. You had a secret relation with me. Well, maybe I don't know how people blackmail. I don't know. I am assuming all those things. Yeah. There are secret. If you remain in sign world, you know what kind of life the sign artist used to live. It is not a secret thing. It is an open secret. Their life is not a controlled life. They are advanced actually. We are pure people. Our thinking is traditional and their thinking is unconventional. That is also a good thing. I am not criticizing a person having unconventional way of thinking. They are big people. They will think in a big manner. We are small people. I am small people. I am a small person. So my thinking is always traditional, conventional, according to custom. So I am not a good judge to give judgment about such kind of big persons. So I can only explain the horoscopic condition. So what happened? Three things are in negative. First, 7th house in Pap Kartari. 7th Lord is in Pap Kartari. Thirdly, Jupiter, who is the significator of husband, is also in Pap Kartari. Then everything has gone to Pap Kartari. So what is Pap Kartari? Negative influence. Outside negative influence. Means dictation. Somebody will dictate you. No. You cannot do that. You are in relationship with me for long. I will not allow you to marry. For example, not in our case. For example, it happens with the people. So, now see the condition of Venus, who is the natural Karaka of marriage, who is the natural Vivaha Karaka, means the natural significator of marriage. Venus is exalted. Without any malefic, yes, it is afflicted. Venus is in Pisces. Venus is in Pisces. Please look at my cursor. Venus is in Pisces, exalted, but aspected by Mars. Where from it is aspecting? It is aspecting from Leo by his 8th aspect. When Mars is in Leo, its 8th aspect goes to Pisces and Venus is in Pisces. So it is afflicted. And it is in Pap Kartari also. It is in Pap Kartari. See, Mars 7th aspect goes to Aquarius, which is the preceding house to Pisces. Aquarius is the preceding house to Pisces. Moreover, Sun is there. Sun is also there in Pisces, in Aquarius. So it is creating Pap Kartari. And Rahu is in the Aries. So Venus has gone in between Sun and Rahu. Sun is at 11 degree 33 minute in Aquarius, is behind the Mars, is behind the Venus, and Rahu with 23 degree 49 minute is ahead of Venus in Pisces. So Rahu is approaching Venus. Sun is approaching Venus. Sun is also approaching Venus because it is direct. In direct motion, it will go to Venus. It is approaching Venus, and Saturn by its retrograde motion is also advancing towards Venus in Pisces. So it is in Pap Kartari. Moreover, Mars is also causing Pap Kartari besides aspecting Venus. Saturn is also aspecting Aries, the sign one sign ahead of uh, Venus in Pisces, Aries. Saturn 10th aspects goes to Aries. So it is in Pap Kartari. Mars and Saturn are causing exceptual Pap Kartari, means Drishti Pap Kartari to Venus, the natural Vivaha Karaka. So Venus is badly afflicted here. And Jupiter, it is in Pap Kartari, I have told you. But if you give a glance-read look, you will become astonished why she was unmarried till her death. But it needs analysis. Now it takes time. So my presentations are lengthy. Without analysis, how we will predict? Without analysis, which is time consuming. People don't want to understand. The analysis is time consuming. Analysis, without analysis, you cannot make prediction. Because you don't have Dibba Drishti. You are ordinary human astrologer. We are not Muni Rishis. We are not sage and saints. That we have third eyes. That wisdom eyes we don't have. Na? We are ordinary human being, mortal. So we have to depend on analysis. So my videos are lengthy because I used to analyze. And it is a learning video. It will become lengthy. If you want to learn something, you have to devote time. Simple thing. You cannot compromise with the time. You have to give enough time and understand it. If you don't understand, comments me. I will reply. No problem. I am replying. I am in the habit of replying all comments. So, let me now narrate. We have not as yet checked our Navamsha horoscope. We are analyzing only our birth horoscope. In our Gemini Lagna horoscope, the 7th house is Sagittarius and is occupied by the 7th Lord Jupiter, showing promise for a marriage. However, the 7th house and the 7th Lord of marriage are in the Pap Kartari due to the aspect of natural malefics, Mars on the 12th house of Scorpio and that of Saturn on the 2nd house of Capricorn from the 7th house and the 7th Lord, indicating outside negative pressure against her getting married. Pap Kartari always give outside pressure. I have already explained it. Venus, the Karaka of marriage, is though in her sign of exaltation but afflicted due to the aspect of retrograde Mars, is afflicted. Jupiter, the Karaka of husband, though not afflicted, but in the Pap Kartari, which negated her marriage due to the outside negative intervention. I have already hinted now what kind of intervention could have come in our life. If you remain in affairs with so many people, so the others will object to your marriage. No, you cannot marry without me. If you want to marry, you marry me. From both sides, it will happen with both sides. Your female can also threaten and male can also threaten indirectly. Well, no, I will disclose everything about your secret affair with me. So these are pressure I am assuming. Why I am assuming? All these are I am assuming to make the subject clear. To make the subject clear, you have a question, what kind of outside pressure can come? Outside pressure can come in many ways. You don't know what is in my mind now. I am teaching astrology. I might be in pressure, outside pressure. Who knows? Who knows? You don't know. I only know what kind of outside pressure I have, what kind of outside pressure you have. We are not independent because we are living in a society, we are living in relationships, in multiple relationships with multiple people, father, mother, brother, sister, spouse, everything, friends, everything. They exert pressure on us. They exert pressure on everybody. Your friend will exert pressure. No, no, you do that. It is the situation. It is the normal situation. So I have brought the Navamsha horoscope of late Miss Jayalalithaa. See, her Lagna is Pisces. Navamsha Lagna is Pisces. Navamsha Lagna is Pisces. So when the Navamsha Lagna is Pisces, Virgo becomes the 7th house with Mercury as the Lord. And Pisces Lagna Lord is Jupiter. And 7th house Lagna Lord is Mercury. See, the 7th house has no malefic influence. It is independent. Either malefic or negative influence. It doesn't have. It doesn't have any pap katari also. Means she had desire for marriage. When the Lagna of the Navamsha is unafflicted, then a person has desire for something. In the Navamsha, since Navamsha chart we have taken to discuss about marriage, so she had wishes for marriage. She had some wish. She had some desire to marry somebody. But whether it will be allowed by other planets, that I want to see. See, it is unafflicted. Pisces Lagna is unafflicted in the Navamsha. Jupiter is the Lord. See the condition of Jupiter. Jupiter is with Mars, affliction. Jupiter is aspected by Saturn, affliction. How Jupiter will fulfill the desire? Desire is represented by the Lagna. Desire of marriage is represented by the Lagna of the Navamsha. But who will fulfill this? Who will fulfill? The Lagna Lord. See his condition. It is with Mars, a natural malefic, and it is aspected by Saturn, another natural malefic. He is incapacitated to help to fulfill the desire. Where house lord is so badly afflicted, how it will fulfill the desire? It is not in a position to help the Lagna. Now, see the condition of the 7th house. sorry. See the condition of 7th house. 7th house is unafflicted. 7th house is unafflicted. 7th lord is Mercury. Virgo, 7th house is Virgo. It is unafflicted. 7th lord is Mercury. It is afflicted. It is afflicted by Mars and also has benefic influence. So the 7th lord is under both benefic and malefic influence. Means it is in a position sorry, throat problem. So it is in a position to give a spouse. It is in a position, it will give. But we have to see something else. So let us narrate. In our Pisces Lagna Navamsha, the Lagna is unafflicted, indicating that she had a wish to marry someone. But the Lagna Lord Jupiter is doubly afflicted by Mars and Saturn, which indicates that Jupiter stood as a stumbling block in the fulfillment of our desire for marriage. How we can help? Jupiter is also the natural significator of the husband in a female horoscope and is doubly afflicted. See, Jupiter is the natural significator of husband in a female horoscope. It is doubly afflicted. Wherefrom she will get husband? When Jupiter is afflicted, wherefrom she will get husband? And Venus, similarly, you see the condition of Venus. Venus is with Sun. So it is a bit afflicted. Bit afflicted, not seriously afflicted as that of Jupiter, the Karaka of husband in a female horoscope. But Venus is also afflicted, the Karaka of marriage, the significator of marriage, because of its association with the Sun. The seventh house is Virga, which is occupied and unexpected and is neutral. The seventh house is Virga, which is unoccupied and unexpected and is neutral. The seventh lord Mercury is under both the benefic and malefic influence of Jupiter and Mars. Means it is also neutral. It is also neutral means mixed promise. Venus, who is the natural Vivaha Karaka, is afflicted by the Sun, and Jupiter, who is the Karaka of husband in a female horoscope, is doubly afflicted by Mars and Saturn, indicating a factor responsible for the denial of our marriage. Now I am revealing the shortcut. Now I shall reveal the shortcut. It is very powerful. A shortcut method of checking the promise of the marriage in the Navamsha D9 chart. Because I had to first explain, then I can share this thing shortcut that you will be able to understand. The promise of marriage in the Navamsha chart exists when there is a proper coordination between the Lagna Lord and the seventh house and the seventh lord and the Lagna. Since Lagna is the native and the seventh house is of the marital partner. Got my point? I repeat. If the promise of marriage in the Navamsha chart exists when there is a proper coordination between the Lagna Lord and the seventh house. Coordination between the Lagna Lord and the seventh house. Coordination between the Lagna Lord and the seventh house. And the coordination between the seventh lord and the Lagna. Between the seventh lord and the Lagna. Between the seventh lord and the Lagna. Please remember, coordination between the Lagna Lord and the seventh house. First, coordination between the seventh lord and the Lagna, not lords. Coordination between the seventh lord and the Lagna, and the coordination between the Lagna and the seventh lord. Coordination between the seventh house and the Lagna Lord. But I will explain. No, don't worry. Because Lagna is desire, you yourself. There should be coordinated relation between you and the seventh house of your spouse. And the seventh house is your spouse. It should have coordinated relation with your Lagna, which is you. Lagna means seventh house, Lagna of the D9. I am not speaking about birth horoscope. I am only discussing Navamsha. First, I will narrate and then explain on the horoscope. In the Navamsha chart of late Miss Jayalalithaa, we can notice that Lagna is Pisces and the seventh lord is Mercury, who is in the adverse 8th house in Libra from the Lagna in Pisces. Similarly, the seventh house is Virga and the Lagna lord Jupiter is in the adverse 8th house in Aries from the seventh house Virga. This is a strong prima facie indication that the marriage doesn't exist in the destiny of Miss Jayalalithaa. I will show on the horoscope. It is a Navamsha horoscope of late Miss Jayalalithaa. See, Lagna, it is the Lagna. Pisces is the Lagna. And who is the seventh lord? Seventh house is Virgo. The seventh lord is Mercury. Where is Mercury? From Lagna, from Pisces Lagna, it is in Libra. What is Libra? From the Pisces, it is the 8th house. Mercury is in the 8th house. It will not coordinate with Lagna. How it will coordinate? They are in mutual 6-8 adverse relationship. There is mutual 6-8 adverse relationship between the 7th house of spouse, between the 7th lord of spouse and the Lagna, which is the desire of the native to get a spouse. But where from she will get spouse? Where from? The 7th lord is not in coordination with the wish making house, that is the Lagna. So she will not get spouse. Now think, 7th house is for spouse, it is Virgo. And who is Lagna Lord? Jupiter. Where is it? It is in Aries. From Virgo, Aries is in 8th house. From Virgo, Aries is 8th house. So it is also the Jupiter, the Lagna Lord, is also in the adverse 6-8 relationship with the 7th house. So where from she will get? It is not in her destiny. It is not to get a spouse, is not in her destiny. So she was denied marriage. In this way, you have to analyze the horoscope, if a horoscope has promised for marriage or not. In this way, it is the way I have shown. Now, let us analyze the Navamsha chart of Srimati Indira Gandhi. The Navamsha Lagna is Pisces. Navamsha of late Srimati Indira Gandhi. See, Navamsha Lagna is Pisces. Then, when the Navamsha Lagna is Pisces, the Virgo is the 7th house. Who is the Lord of Virgo? Mercury. See the condition of Mercury. Mercury is in the 8th house in Libra from the Lagna. So she didn't have this thing. What should I say? It is not a promise for marriage, but she has a promise also. I'll show. From 7th house, the Lagna Lord is Jupiter, who is in the 9th house. There is a promise. Shortcut. It is the shortcut I have shown. Whenever the Lagna is in coordination with the 7th Lord of the Navamsha, Lagna of the Navamsha, then marriage is assured. Whenever, two conditions, whenever the 7th house of Navamsha is in coordination with the Lagna Lord, the marriage is promised. It is the shortcut. Just look at the horoscope, Navamsha, and you will be able to make prediction. In the Navamsha of Srimati Jayalalithaa, there was no promise from both sides, from the Lagna side and the 7th side, and from the 7th house side. But in the case of Srimati Indira Gandhi, there is no promise from the Lagna side, but there is promise from the 7th house side. So there is promise I have shown. Let me narrate. Whereas in the Navamsha horoscope of late Srimati Indira Gandhi, the Lagna is Pisces and the 7th Lord is Mercury, though it is in the adverse 8th position in Libra from the Pisces Lagna, but the Lagna Lord Jupiter is in the favorable 9th house of Taurus from the 7th house of Virgo, strongly indicating marriage after facing initial resistance, which had exactly happened with her. Her marriage proposal to Firoz Jahangir was initially opposed by many, including her father, Jawaharlal Nehru. Horoscope doesn't tell lie if you are able to interpret it properly. Everything will come clear before you if the birth details are correct. Birth details of Srimati Indira Gandhi is very dependable, reliable. So, see, because it was an intercaste marriage, it was at that time in 1942, it was opposed by many. Her father also initially had ditherings whether to give marriage or not. He also opposed to and asked her to change her mind. So I think by now we would be able to understand how to examine a horoscope if the horoscope has the promise for marriage, and that shortcut also that immediately give you clue whether there is promise for marriage or not. You will get clue from the Navamsha horoscope. So I think we must conclude it now because it has become lengthy also over 1 hour presentation. But what we can do, since we are learning something, it will take time. Learning needs perseverance. Learning needs perseverance. It is not joking, na. Just you will glance through and this thing have a casual approach. For learning demands perseverance. You have to devote time if you want to learn something from somebody. So let us conclude. I am Akool, astrological author, analyst, researcher, philosopher and astrology teacher. My website name is www.vaishnamataastrology.com. Please look at the spelling www.vaishnamataastrology.com. So thanks to all my esteemed viewers for listening me, giving time, remaining attached to the presentation. If you have any query, if you have any doubt, please make it in the comments. I will try to reply all the queries and your comments. If you have liked the video, it is quite natural for me to request you to give me a liking, to the video. If you have disliked, you give a dislike, what I can do. And if you want such kind of innovative, creative, research oriented astrological content, please subscribe to the channel. Then you will get notification whenever I will bring such analytical, research oriented content, astrological content in future. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your patience.